Hello, everyone. Welcome to our library update. I'm Priya Ratnam, the director of the Shrewsbury Public Library, and joining me today are Mike Zeller, our assistant director, and Sonia Drotter, head of Children's Services. We miss all of you just as much as you miss the library. I know that you're eager to find out when the library will be open again. But before I talk about our phased reopening plan, I would like to address the current situation in our country, the unrest caused by injustice, and the repercussions of years of brutality and violence perpetrated against Black people. What can we do in our little corner of the world? We can educate ourselves by reading books about slavery in America, about Jim Crow, about the icons who led the civil rights movement 100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, about contributions of Black people to the arts, the sciences, sports, the role of Black people in building America, and we can read and listen to contemporary voices. And if we really listen and pay attention, we will have no doubt that Black lives matter. It's not just a hashtag to use on social media. It's a movement that we must all participate in. And if we do that, all of us can be empowered. How do librarians educate and empower our community? We gather and archive resources and provide access to diverse materials, and we spotlight different points of view even if they are controversial. Books are a conduit to learning about cultures, about history, about a range of perspectives. My staff and I are committed to furthering the mission of our library to stimulate the imagination, nurture literacy in young children, empower people to find and use information, encourage lifelong learning, and support our evolving community. Now, let me tell you about the services we'll be rolling out in the coming days and weeks. We are committed to meeting the state and town of Shrewsbury guidelines while planning a phased reopening of the library. The priority of the Board of Library Trustees and myself is ensuring the safety and well-being of staff and patrons. As far as the library is concerned, we are still on phase 1. Part A of phase 1 started on June 1st when staff started going back to the library in 2 teams on alternate weeks. For Part B of phase 1, we are planning to resume partial services for the public. On Friday, June 12th, library patrons can return checked out items that belong to the Shrewsbury Public Library from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Materials may be returned in the automated book drop. Materials being returned will be quarantined and not be checked in for 72 hours. The following week, we will start offering Curbside Pickup. Through this service, residents may request Shrewsbury Library materials ahead of time to borrow and pick up outside the library. You can start placing holds on books, audiobooks, or DVDs through the CWMAR system. Up to 10 holds can be placed on one library card. Please make sure that you select items available in the Shrewsbury Public Library because the delivery and pickup service from other libraries has not yet resumed. When you receive an email confirming that your hold is ready to pick up, you can schedule a time. Appointments can be made by clicking on the link Schedule Appointments for Curbside Pickup on the homepage of the library website. Patrons will have to enter their names, library card numbers, and make, model, and color of their cars for staff to be able to identify them. This will be a no-contact transaction, and bags will be ready for pickup on tables outside the library. Curbside Pickup will be available on Tuesday, June 16th, Wednesday, June 17th, and Thursday, June 18th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We've not received deliveries or shipments for the past 2 months. We've started ordering new books only on June 1st. We will be processing and cataloging new materials in the next few weeks. Our staff is working on 2 teams on alternate weeks, so we have fewer staff members on site. Thank you for your patience while we get the materials ready for you. We ask that you please wear a mask and maintain social distance of 6 feet from other patrons when you come to drop off or pick up your materials. We plan to continue with this schedule in the following weeks. Please stay tuned for any changes or updates. I'm working with other municipal department heads and following the governor's guidelines and taking guidance from the Worcester Board of Public Health. And I will update you on phase 2 when we are ready for that. This is the time of year when we start gearing up for our summer reading program. This year is no exception. Though we can't have families gathering in the library, we are determined to provide a fun experience for children, teens, and adults. Sonia, could you tell our viewers what you've planned for children and families?
Yes, I would love to share with you what my team and I have been creating for the past month. Of course, summer reading is going to look a lot different than it has in the past years, but we're excited for summer 2020. So what we've created is this quest. Each week, starting June 29th, children will create an adventure, an imaginary character to be, and they are going to go into different genre worlds. Each world will be based on those genre of literature. We're focusing on fiction because the summer reading theme is Imagine Your Story. So we're going to Aesop's Fables, we're going to Star Wars, we're going to Greek mythology. So we're taking a lot of creative ideas and then creating a fun world environment and activities for each day in the week. So an activity will be something like build a rocket ship, cook with your family. We're trying to create activities that families can do at home, things that children can also do independently, so parents can maybe take a little bit of a well-deserved break. Each week, and with each challenge, children will earn abilities for their character that they've created. Abilities are like intelligence, dexterity, knowledge, and then each ability that they earn, which is connected to the challenge, they earn prizes. So we're going to have an online form for kids to write into us, say how many challenges they've completed. They'll be able to earn prizes that way that we'll send remotely. Another thing that we'll have to try to create more of a community connection. We'll be having a Facebook page that's solely devoted to summer reading program, which will include with all the quest information. And we'll also have a Padlet for kids to share all the fun, creative things that they've completed throughout the summer. So though we can't be together, we're going to try to create a cohesive community program that all kids of all ages can participate. Keeping that in mind, we've created and chosen activities that can be adapted for a preschooler up through 6th grade. Of course, not everything will work for anyone, and for everyone, and if people prefer, they are welcome to just read for 20 minutes and get that challenge. We want everyone to have fun, have it be a very stress-free time, and just enjoy their summer with their family. So that's what Children's has planned.
That sounds like so much fun, Sonia. I'm sure families are going to enjoy participating in this event. I'm amazed at the amount of work you and your team have done to come up with these novel ideas for an interactive, immersive program. And you're also partnering with the schools, right?
We are, and we're very grateful for that partnership. The schools have agreed to share our quest with their students. To look into school correspondence. Our finalization of the quest will be done in the next few days, and it'll be shared directly with the schools. So teachers will be sharing it, administrators will be sharing it in those platforms that the students are already familiar with. And then the library, in case something gets lost, and we also want to promote it outside of the schools as well. We'll be sharing our quest on our website, the Children's Page website, on the library's main Facebook page, the summer reading Facebook page, and then our Padlet as well. So we'll make sure everyone can access it.
And you also have an e-newsletter kind of thing, communication send out on your email.
We also have an e-newsletter. If
Yeah.
you're not already registered to receive it regularly, it's on the children's page. There's a big button that you can't miss to join the e-newsletter. Those get sent out bi-weekly on average. And we're also trying to create a printable document for those who don't have access to the internet. If you're interested in getting more information about that, you're welcome to email splkids@cwmars.org. It's on our website. So feel free to email that if you're interested in a printable version. We can try to coordinate that with Curbside Pickup.
Excellent. Thank you, Sonia. And people can always communicate with the children's librarians via that email, splkids@cwmars.org. That's wonderful. Now, let me tell you a little about the program for teens, specifically for students in grades 7 through 12. Our young adult librarian, Annie Lee, has had a baby and is on maternity leave, but she had already planned the summer experience for teens. It's going to be very simple. Students have to post a review of a book or an audiobook on a Google form that's on the Teens and Tweens page of the library website. By submitting a review and your contact information, you'll be entered to win that week's raffle prize, a $10 Amazon e-gift card, and will also be separately entered to win one of the grand prizes. Your reviews will be posted on a Padlet that will also be linked to the Teens Summer Reading page. You can opt to have your name, online username, or nickname posted with your review, or it could be anonymous. You can receive updates on other activities that might be planned for teens by subscribing to the Teen Listserv, YA Library News, under our mailing lists on the homepage of the library website. You can also send an email to splteens@cwmars.org with your ideas and suggestions. And now, Mike, could you tell us what you have planned for summer reading for adults?
Absolutely. It's tough acts to follow. This is my first year running a summer reading program, so I definitely took a lot of inspiration from what Sonia and Annie had already planned. When we were putting things together, this year we wanted to make it very kind of relaxing, low key. We didn't want to stress anybody out. We know there's plenty of other things to be stressed about this year. So we've got a very simple kind of raffle going that you can enter to win a $20 Amazon gift card every week. And there's 3 ways that you can do that. The first way is a digital scavenger hunt, which our reference librarian, Suzanne, put together. And that's basically, there's going to be clues, or I should say little riddles hidden around the website and also on our social media. And the answer to each riddle will lead you to the next riddle. And if you get all the answers correct and you enter them into our Google form that we'll have posted on the Adult Services page, you'll get entered into the raffle to win one of the gift cards of that week. The other way that we have, or one of the other 2 ways, is brief book reviews. If you've read a book that you really like, you can submit a review through another one of our Google forms that we'll have posted on the Adult Services page. Again, brief. You don't have to write like a Washington Post or a New York Times book review or anything like that. Just a little bit about what you thought was interesting, why you liked it, And if you put that into the form, you'll get entered into the raffle to win one of the gift cards. And the last way is something that we've been promoting a little bit already, but we're going to roll this into our summer reading contest, our book cover recreations that we've been doing on social media. So basically, if you have read a book, or even if you haven't read it, if you just saw it, that's fine, that had an interesting looking cover that you want to try to recreate in some kind of artistic, imaginative way, and then take a picture of that and upload that to Instagram and tag the Shrewsbury Public Library in it. We'll reach out to you to get your contact info so that you can be entered into that week's raffle too. And we've got some up on our Instagram page already. I think it's mostly ones that staff have done, but there might be a few patron ones I haven't checked in the last couple days. So that's kind of our basic low-key summer reading stuff. But we also we're going to have a number of programs, the majority of which we usually in the past have done our Shrewsbury Public Library Comic-Con, or Comic-Con is a copyrighted name, so our Shrewsbury Public Library Comic Enthusiast event or something like that. We usually have a big event at the library in July around the same time as a lot of the other conventions. That's not going to be possible this time. So what we're doing instead is we're kind of divvying up all of the events that would have been at Comic-Con and spreading them out for a chunk of the summer. So we're going to have on July 13th, I keep looking to the side because I have my notes on a second monitor, Escape into Comics. It's going to be a comic creation workshop run by LJ Baptiste, who is a Boston area art educator and comic creator. He's pretty well known in those circles. So that'll be on July 13th. On July 15th, 16th, and 18th, we're going to have How to Draw Superhero classes hosted by another local comic artist, Bob Noberini, who we've had at our Comic-Con events in the past doing classes. So he's going to, at each one of those 3 workshops, he's going to walk patrons through how to create comic character, or how to draw a specific comic character. And then he'll wrap up by doing sketches of attending patrons as comic characters, depending on the volume of attendance. He might not be able to do everybody, but he'll do a few at least. And he did that in the past too, and they're cute. So we also have 2 Comic-Con specific contests that are running that will have prizes separate from the weekly summer reading raffle. One of those is an Imagine Your Story contest. So Imagine Your Story is the theme of summer reading for this year. So as part of that, we're asking patrons to create a 1-page, either like comic book splash page or a 1-page comic strip based off of that theme, Imagining Your Story. And we'll have a way to submit that that will get out to patrons a little closer to that time in July. Then there's also a costume contest, the standard Comic-Con event, the cosplay contest, which will run from July 14th to July 21st. Then there's going to be 3 levels to that. There'll be an adult level, a teen level, and a family level for smaller children. And you just pose in your best comic pop culture character costume, and just somewhere in that picture have a sign saying SPL 2020 Comic-Con, just so we know that it's actually you. So yeah, I think we've got some exciting stuff. Obviously, because so much is changing these days, I just wanted to give a few quick ways that you could stay in contact with us. So if you can receive any updates, we are doing a regular weekly e-newsletter. We've been doing that pretty much since we closed. So I'm sure many of you have received that already, just with updates about the library, with some online programs that we're running, some e-resources you might be interested in utilizing. And you can sign up for that if you haven't already, just right on our website under the mailing list heading. And of course, we also are very active on social media, especially Facebook and nowadays Instagram as well. We have a Twitter account and a Pinterest account that we're kind of revitalizing these days as well. But Facebook is a really good place to check for all of our regular updates, general program info, that kind of stuff. And Instagram is where we do more of our fun imagery, contests, that kind of stuff. And of course, we're also posting regularly on the library website. So if there's any major developments, you can look there.
Thank you, Mike. So since the library was closed on March 15th, we've all been working very hard, and staff have been highlighting our digital resources and offering remote services. In addition to all that Mike has mentioned, we've also been offering virtual programs and will continue to offer them through the summer. Even after it is deemed safe for people to gather in our meeting spaces, we will continue to offer virtual programs. Our book club, cookbook club, yoga classes, knitting group, and our memory cafe have had meetings on Zoom. Please check our online calendar for more virtual programs that are being scheduled. What else? We have so much to talk about.
Yeah.
many things that we have been doing. Sonia, would you like to talk about the videos that you've posted on our YouTube channel about the story times and other programs that you and your team have been working on?
Absolutely. So one way that we were definitely, while we were all brainstorming ways to reach out to the community during this time, was creating a YouTube channel. So it's brand new to us, but we're definitely filling it up with content on regularly now. So we have quite a few stored story times. We have wiggle words, we have babies, books and bubbles, and book beats, along with other more genre, more theme-based story times. We have a rainy day story time, things like jungle story time, things like that. So those are great for the younger kids. We also have on YouTube, one of the librarians made a great snack creating video, gives nice family snack ideas. And we also have a few do-it-yourself tutorials for crafts and some sharing activities as well. So definitely check out our YouTube channel. It's on our, you can find the link right on our website. Click on that and explore. I think now we're up to about 30 or more videos on YouTube. And we also have videos from community members. So one of our great volunteers, Margaret, her dog Scout, created a video where Scout actually reads to you, and it's very amazing. And we have videos from Karen, a local Spanish teacher who did a Spanish story time. So definitely check it out. There's a nice variety there. We are also now that staff does have some more flexibility with accessing the library and resources within the library, we've been creating Facebook Live story times, which we are finding help get people into a routine. They like, and librarians ourselves, we enjoy having a schedule. So every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on Facebook Live, Miss Diana is doing babies, books, and bubbles. Starting this Thursday, I will be doing a wiggle words every other Thursday, starting on the 11th. And then the following Tuesday, Miss Roxanne will be doing a book beats, also every other week. So check out our Facebook page if you want reminders. There are Facebook events on Facebook, so like them and show you're interested in them, so you'll get those reminders. And all this information is also on our online calendar. You'll see that it's clearly virtual, and you'll find a link to how to access those pages. Yeah, so we're going virtual. We're all trying to get comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah, I'm so impressed by the creativity and latent talents that have now become more evident, I guess, displayed by our staff. Everyone's going out of their comfort zones and videotaping themselves. It's not easy to do that, but I'm really impressed with everyone. The innovation, the resilience, the flexibility that staff have shown is just remarkable. Finally, I would like to mention the collaborative project that we are planning in conjunction with the Parks and Rec Department, and that's a story walk. The term story walk is trademarked and was created by Anne Ferguson of Montpelier, Vermont. It combines literacy and nature education by placing pages of picture books along trails. Libraries and parks around the country have embraced this concept to encourage families to spend more time outdoors. So this summer, Angela Snell, Superintendent of Public Facilities and Parks, and I brainstormed ideas to bring the story walk to our community. We picked Lake Street Park because it has a paved walkway. People can walk in a loop, and it is handicapped accessible. We will launch this on June 29th, the first day of our summer reading program, and will install a new book every 2 weeks. Community members will be able to enjoy 4 books during the 8 weeks of summer. I would like to thank the Friends of the Library for sponsoring this project, and again, the children's staff for picking the books, getting the pages laminated, etc. Sonia, would you like to tell us about the books you've selected?
Sure. So we have a bunch of different books. We've tried to find books that will translate well for a walk. So the first one we're planning on doing is a nature walk, counting, geared for families preschool age. They'll be exploring in the woods throughout the tour. Another book that was picked was one of my favorites, Don't Eat Your Classmates. Unfortunately, I don't remember the author's last name right now, but we'll do that right before the end of right before school starts. It's about this dinosaur that just thinks children are so delicious and wants to gobble them up. So we'll do that fun story at the end of summer. Another one we have is like a fairy walk. And unfortunately, I can't remember the third one, but we will post and share all the stories that we have, giving people the heads up what's coming. We have many, yeah, we're very excited for it. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was another fun thing to collaborate and work on. I'm sure it's going to be fun for families to enjoy in the community. That's all I have now for updates. Mike, did you have anything else that you
Yeah, I realized it sounded like I went out of order earlier, so I'll jump back in with my how to contact the library if you have questions or you need help with anything. You can contact the library directly at splreference@cwmars.org, or you can call us at 508-841-8533. And we will get back to you. If you leave a voicemail, we'll get back to you very, very quickly. There are staff members checking both of those, regularly throughout the day. And we're happy to offer all kinds of, assistance, whether it's with accessing library resources, whether that's with just some general library info if you have questions about things. We're happy to help you troubleshoot if you're trying to use something like Zoom or Google Hangouts to connect with others. We've got staff who are very familiar with that can hopefully get you up and running. And I also want to put in two last little plugs. One for our Flickr account. We are, as a library, we are a historic resource. So we have been collecting photos of day-to-day life during the pandemic in Shrewsbury. So if you are a Shrewsbury resident and you have some interesting photos that you feel like really speak to this experience, you can send those to splreference@cwmars.org, and we'll upload them to our Flickr account. There's a link right on the homepage if you want to look at the kinds of things that we've been posting already. And my last little plug is just for our online resources, which have been very, very well utilized during this time that we've been closed. We've got our old standbys like Overdrive, Reading, RB Digital, where you can download free ebooks or e-audiobooks. We've got tens of thousands, literally tens of thousands of free books available on those services. There's Hoopla, which is our streaming service, which is kind of like library Netflix. It's got streaming video, music, ebooks, e-audiobooks, and again, it's all free to patrons, and it's instantaneous access. We have a few other services like Learning Express and something called Help Now. Both of those are, well, I should have gone one at a time, but Learning Express is like a test prep and a career prep resource that can help you prepare for a career exam or a college exam, and also prep, your resume, prep for interviews, that kind of thing. Help Now is for folks who, it's a free online tutoring service and writing help. If you've got a piece of writing that you want somebody to look at, you can submit it to have actual, live tutors look it over and give you some advice and editing. And it also has just a meeting virtual study space for kids that need to collaborate on things, or anybody that needs to collaborate on things. We have language learning software, Mango Languages. It's comparable to like a Rosetta Stone. We've got a new one called Val Choice, which is helps you compare insurance and make sure you're not getting exploited by some insurance pitfalls, which I think a lot of people nowadays are going to really be in need of. And something that I think will be very exciting to a lot of our patrons, our subscription of Ancestry.com, which was formerly only usable within the library, you can now access from home with your Shrewsbury Library card. So and that's just tip of the iceberg. We have a lot more online too.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, we have so many resources. Our website is like a treasure trove that you can explore, and you'll find more and more stuff. Like the Padlets, I keep discovering new things.
Oh yeah.
When I go on the website because all of you are adding content.
Yep.
So it's just amazing. We are looking forward to seeing all of you, even if it is at a distance, wearing masks, but we definitely want to serve the Shrewsbury patrons in the best way possible. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.